Please don't forget to like the video. Hit the like button on YouTube and on Facebook. It will help other people to find the video and join us live and see it later as well. So please, please, please hit the like button. It's very helpful. Okay, so, all right, I see YouTube is up. It looks like Facebook is up now too. Great, I see Isaac, hi, and Luan in the Facebook chat. Fantastic. Okay, I think everything's up. YouTube chat, I see you also. Mohammed from Egypt, Fernando. Yes, it is really live right now. Daniel from Brazil, Maria from Oregon. Hi, I grew up in Oregon. I'm happy to see you. Great. All right, everybody is here, so we'll give just a little bit more time for everyone else to join us. So I always like to do a quick review of last week's lesson. Last week, if you joined us, we talked about internet slang. We talked about internet slang with like words like, what did we talk about? Be right back and talk to you later and by the way and so on. So I want to show how I actually use this in my life. Today usually I have something from Twitter or Instagram. So today I want to share something that I posted on Instagram last Friday, this picture. Look at this. Yeah, so I traveled. I took a long weekend trip to Bangkok actually. But in this caption, if you look very closely here, I used the phrase, you can see it barely here, BRB. BRB before this little flag. So this is one we studied last week. Ooh, sorry. We studied this last week, BRB, which means be right back. So this means I'm going away for a short trip, essentially. So this is how I used last week's topic in my life. I took a trip to Bangkok. It was great. It was my first time to Thailand. I got to eat a lot of excellent food and see some cool stuff for Bangkok Design Week. So maybe you used internet slang. Of course, if you like, you can chat, you can send some of the internet slang we talked about last week into the chats. Like last week we talked about OMG, oh my God, and that was really good. But I had a couple of questions from you guys that I want to talk about. One of you said, your comment was in Spanish, and I know a little bit of Spanish, but I think the comment was asking about an emoji, an emoticon. So sometimes native speakers use this at the end of a sentence, and the person asked, what does XD mean? This actually, the expression, it looks like a face. So if you imagine that these are like two eyes, sort of, but the person is sort of squinting, it's like, imagine this is a mouth here, but if the person is laughing really, really hard, maybe, their eyes kind of become like this. So, this is a terrible drawing. But XD is like someone laughing, their face squinting. So that was a viewer question from last week. I hope that helps. I don't know. I'm not a very good artist, so I hope that helps. Good. So that was one. People also asked about the word triggered. Triggered. What does the word triggered mean? Triggered means that a sensitive topic has activated like strong emotions. So like if I see someone saying that like pizza is a terrible food, I might say, oh my gosh, I'm triggered. Like that's ridiculous. That's a sensitive topic. Of course, that's an extreme example. But we use the word triggered, or native speakers use the word triggered to mean that like their emotions have been activated about a sensitive topic. Okay. So that's just a couple points from last week. Good. We have a lot of people in the chats now. Fantastic, fantastic. So if you're just joining, again, today we're talking about dating and relationship expressions. So I want to begin. If you have not liked the video, please make sure to hit the like button on YouTube and on Facebook. It's very helpful for us. Yeah, right here. Please like and share if you like too. Okay, let's begin though today's topic. So, I want to express, this is our thumbnail for today, Dated English Native. So maybe these will help you if you want to, get a little bit closer to the to a native English speaker. I don't know. We'll see. So let's begin today's expressions. I'm going to steal the mouse for just a moment. Thank you, Kyle. Okay, so let's begin. I've made today's lesson into like phases of like a relationship. So for the first section today, I want to talk about polite ways to ask about another person's relationship status, a relationship status. So that means, how do you ask another person if they have a girlfriend or a boyfriend or if they're married? So I want to talk about this. So if you say, do you have a boyfriend or do you have a girlfriend, just very directly, it's a little too much. It's a little too direct. Also, if you begin your conversation with that, or if you begin like a comment somewhere with that, it sounds too strong. It sounds too much. So instead, let's talk about a better example sentence, a better example question. After you have been talking to this person for some time, maybe after you've known them a little bit, you can try this question. This is a little more, I think it's a higher level question. It's a little bit better. Here it's, are you seeing anyone? Are you seeing anyone? Here I've used the verb see. So we use the verb see to mean dating. So not just seeing with your eyes, not just visually seeing, but seeing in this sense, in like a dating and relationship sense, it means, are you in a relationship with someone? This sentence means, are you dating someone? So this is one that you can use after you've had a conversation with someone for some time and you're interested in that person and you want to, like, in a kind of friendly but polite way, ask if they're in a relationship. Erwin on Facebook says, are you dating with someone? Could we ask that? Or Karen asks, could it be, are you dating anyone? You can say, are you dating anyone? Are you dating anyone? That's okay. Date might sound like a little bit of a strong word. So I think that we tend to use seeing a little bit more in this question. You can use date. You can use date. It's okay. It might sound like date is a little bit of a stronger word. Are you seeing anyone is a little bit more subtle. So I would recommend, at least from my point of view, I would recommend seeing instead of dating. Okay, so this is a nice way to ask. So the other person, this is a yes or no question, keep in mind. Are you seeing anyone? If the person says yes, they'll probably say something like, yeah, I've been seeing my boyfriend or girlfriend for 6 months, for example. So the present perfect tense in that case is the answer. I've been seeing someone, or I have been with my boyfriend or girlfriend or husband or wife for, 5 years, for example. So this would be answered with the present perfect tense answer in the affirmative when you say yes. If, however, the answer is no, the person would say, no, I'm not seeing anyone. And then maybe, I'm not seeing anyone right now. I'm not seeing anyone right now would be good. Junior on YouTube says, can I say, are you taken? Are you taken? Are you taken is, I wouldn't recommend that. I wouldn't recommend that because it's just, it's maybe not quite something we use so much for dating. We can kind of like casually refer to ourselves that way, like, sorry, I'm taken, like as sort of a joke. It sounds a little bit jokey. So if you want to seriously ask about someone's relationship status, I don't recommend saying, are you taken? Okay. Yeah, so are you seeing anyone? Kajal has that on YouTube. That sounds good. Okay, so if the answer to this question is no, maybe you can follow up with an invitation for a date. So start thinking about this. This is the first like chat question for you guys to send. So when you want to make an invitation for a date, I would recommend, don't say, do you want to go on a date with me? Like you can, but there may be some little like more subtle or maybe some more kind of, pleasant or friendly or casual ways to do that. So if it's sort of a more casual feeling, you can invite them for a specific kind of small activity. So for example, I have a couple of just sample invitations up here, which we'll see in just a moment. So to make an invitation to this person, you can, like, after you say, are you seeing anyone? And they say, no, I'm not. Then you can say, well, do you want to get coffee sometime? Or for example, do you want to get dinner tomorrow night? Or do you want to get together sometime? So these are maybe a little bit more casual, like if you've just met this person. Someone on Facebook, Juampi, says, do you want to have a drink? Yeah, that's great. That's great. So you can use these like a specific activity for something to do, to suggest to do with this person. So all of these can be like kind of casual or maybe like romantic dates. So ask about like a specific thing you would like to do with that person. Like if you say, do you want to go on a date with me? Like maybe the answer is yes, but what's the date? So I think it's better to suggest, what specifically do you want to do? So these are a few examples. Okay, so I hope you're ready. Let's practice. So in the chat, please send, some of you are already doing this. Please send, how would you invite someone on a date? What is it? It can be a casual date or a romantic date, whatever. How would you invite someone on a date? You guys are already sending great ones. Arbab on YouTube says, do you want to see with me? Is that helpful to say? We would say, I'll talk about it a little bit later, but we'll say, do you want to be with me? Do you want to be with me? I'll talk about that point a little bit later. Mary on Facebook says, do you want to hang out with me someday or sometime? That's good. Like, let's hang out sometime, but to make it clear, like give a clear activity. What do you really want to do with that person? I think that's a good idea. Erwin on Facebook says, would you like to grab some coffee? Nice. He's used grab coffee, so sounds very casual. Karen says, what about, do you want to go out with me? Yes, that's very good. Do you want to go out with me? It sounds a little bit like a high school expression. Do you want to go out with me? Or you can say, do you want to go out sometime? You can say, do you want to go out for coffee with me? That's also good. So go out with me is good. And maybe suggest an activity to do. Wagner, maybe. Do you want to get some ice cream? Okay, good. That's kind of cute. Ulysses, maybe. Escorza, do you want to go to the movies tomorrow night? Great. Very nice. Alberta says, I would like to go out with you. Good. And then maybe give a suggestion. Fantastic. Tien says, would you like to go see a movie with me tonight? Nice. Good. You guys have nice ones. Very nice invitations. Stanley, you said, could you please give me some minutes in your precious time to take a coffee with me? It sounds too formal. That sounds a little too formal. Good idea, but just say, do you have some time to get a coffee with me? So that sounds like you respect the other person's time, but would you have some time to get coffee with me? So try to keep it a little bit casual and polite. You guys have great invitations. Very nice. And instead of like take a movie, try see a movie. Do you want to see a movie or do you want to go to a movie with me? Nice ones. Okay. Fantastic. You guys have lots of good ideas. Like if you have no ideas, like check the chat, check the comments because your classmates have some really good ones. Okay, but it's time to take a break actually, our first break for today. So today we have cheat sheets, which we talk about a lot, but today there's this perfect one. We have a romance and love cheat sheet. So if you are planning to ask someone on a date, maybe this will be useful for you. So you can find this for free. I think you'll see it in just a moment. Yay! You can find this for free on the website. The link is below the video if you're watching on YouTube, and the link is above this video if you're watching on Facebook. So you can download the love and romance cheat sheet if you like. Of course, there are other cheat sheets too. There's a bunch of information on the site too, but they're PDF files. You can download them for free. And if you have an account, you can just click the link and sign in and download them right away. If you don't have an account, you can make a free account. So check that out. There are some nice adjectives on this sheet. I'm looking at it right now. So this, like, there are some nice expressions, like ways you can, adjectives you can use to describe the other person. My favorite though, like, I don't know. I like, interesting. Like, if someone says like, oh, it's really interesting talking with you. Like, I'm always like, yeah, that's cool. I like that. Even just with friends. So that's good. And then on the back, you'll find, compliments. Some compliments you can give people. So very nice. There are some There are some examples here like will you go out with me, which we've talked about today. But there are a couple other points too. So check this out. This is free. It's in the link in the description. Please check it out. Okay, but let's go on to our next section. Also, if you are just joining live today, our topic is dating. So romance, love. We're talking about dating expressions. So if you haven't, also please make sure to hit the like button. Very helpful for us. Please hit the like and share if you like. Okay, let's go on to, let's imagine your date question. The question you made was useful and you got a date and you met this person for coffee or dinner or something. So how do you explain that you enjoyed the date? How do you say like, it was fun? You can say it was fun, but if you want to make it a little bit more like you have a special relationship with that person, there are some other things we can say. So let's look at some examples of how to do that. We'll see it here. So to express that you enjoyed a date, these are a few examples you can use. So after your date is done, you can say, for example, if it's night, I had a great time tonight, or I had a great time this afternoon is nice, or this one's good, thanks for a nice chat, or today was really fun, for example. So these are nice expressions you can use that aren't too like strong, they aren't too direct, but they very clearly communicate like, oh, I really enjoyed spending time with you. You can use that expression too. I really enjoyed spending time with you. So these are rather casual, maybe like the first time you meet with someone. Davud on YouTube says, do I need to compliment when I'm on a date? That's up to you. That's up to you. If you compliment too much, it might sound a bit strange. So just be careful. If you just compliment. I think it's important to really have like a good conversation with the person. Don't just compliment them. It sounds kind of strange. But like some genuine compliments are good. Okay, but if you want to have, like, make a comment that's less casual, like that's stronger in terms of like a romantic nuance, there are a couple of other ones we can use. Less casual examples, like if you go for a nice dinner, for example, I had a really nice time with you tonight. Ooh, it sounds romantic. Or chatting with you was really great. So in these two sentences, I've used the word you, chatting with you, or I had a really nice time with you tonight. So the focus here is with you. I did something with you that was really nice for me. So if you want to kind of level up the intensity, I guess, of your comment, you can try including you, like specifically in your compliment here. Then, how do you explain, like, I want to see you again. This was really fun. I had a great time. What to do? So, to suggest that you get together again, and actually you can use this with friends too, you can use these expressions. So, you can say, let's do this again soon. Let's do this means that day's activities or that evening's activities. So, if you go for dinner, if you go for a movie, if you go for coffee, let's do this. So this activity again soon. This is a great expression you can use with your friends also. So this is good in many situations. We can also say, I hope we can get together again soon. I hope we can get together again soon. So these are both great expressions you can use, not just for dates, but you can use them in lots of different situations. So these are nice, very nice suggestions to get together. Okay. Then I think we're going to move on to the next point before our next break, which is maybe like if the date went really well, if you go on a few dates with this person and you really, really like that person, what do you say? Like you want to make your relationship official, for example. What do you do? So, ta-da! All right. Here are a couple of examples you can use. So, I really enjoy spending time with you. Do you want to be my girlfriend or do you want to be my boyfriend? So these are very clear statements. Like, I really like you. I want to be in a relationship with you. Do you want to be my girlfriend? Do you want to be my boyfriend? You can use this. I feel like this sounds a little bit for younger people, a little bit more for younger people. There's this one, I'm really interested in you. Can we be together? This also sounds a little bit casual, I feel. I think if you're looking for kind of a polite, more adult expression, it would be something like, I'm having a really great time with you. You can, this is optional, I suppose. Like, I hope you can communicate this before this question. But the key question here, I would recommend this for a more like adult expression. Do you want to be with me? Do you want to be with me? So the person says yes or no. Yes or no. On Facebook, Juampi says, weird to say on a first date. Maybe weird to say on a first date. Yeah, it could be weird to say on a first date. This might be a little too much for the first date. But maybe you meet someone a few times and you're, oh, I really like this person. Like, let's spend more time together. So this is like, if you do this, I think there's going to be an expectation there. Like this, if you ask this question, it's like there's an expectation you're going to, like, you know, communicate with that person a lot, or you're going to meet with that person regularly. So keep in mind that if you like agree to this, like, oh, I should expect to like communicate with that person like a lot, or I should expect to see that person sometimes. So keep that in mind before you ask this question. So it sounds a bit serious. Okay, so yes, make sure you have time and all that good stuff before you ask one of these. So that's important. So you still have to do the things you did before asking this question as well. Okay, so I think we need to take our second break for now. If you haven't, do make sure to like us and share us. Okay, great. You guys have some excellent examples. And I think, yeah, so if you're just joining, or if you missed it the first time, since our topic today is romance and love and so on, today we have, as always, the PDF cheat sheets, but just a reminder, we have the romance and love cheat sheet available. And I talked about it before. On the back, there are some compliments. It's called compliments you always want to hear. Actually, I did a video about this. We did a video about this a couple years ago. But to refresh your mind, there are some compliments here. Like someone asked, do we need to compliment? You don't have to, but it could be a good idea. Like, I love your hairstyle. Or, let's see. You are amazing, for example. So if you want some examples of some kind of basic compliments you can give people, check this out. There's that. And there's some, a couple ways to like ask people out. Like a good one, do you have time next Saturday, for example? That's a good way to introduce like a timing for a date. So please check this. You can find the link below the video on YouTube and above the video on Facebook. So please check this out. This is free. So come download this on our website. Totally free. So check this out. Good for this week, I think, before Valentine's Day. All right, let's move on to the last part for today's lesson. If you're just joining, yes, we are talking about dating, relationships, and so on. So today I said I wanted to kind of go through the different phases of a relationship. And unfortunately, one part of that is if the relationship is not going good, like if things are not so great, what do you do? So there's one expression in English that's kind of famous, or maybe I should say infamous. Infamous means famous for a bad reason. But there's one expression people use sometimes, which is, we need to talk. This is like a very scary expression to use. Like if it's used in a relationship, if it's used at work, whatever. This is a very scary expression. So I don't recommend using this in like a relationship. If there's some kind of problem, it's better to say like specifically what you would like to talk about. This is very like, like if I heard this expression, I'd be like, oh no, I did something, I don't know what, but the other person is mad at me. Like if my boss said that to me, or if my friend said that to me or whatever, I would be like, what happened? Oh gosh, I did something bad. So this is like, I don't like this phrase and I don't think it's very useful. It doesn't really communicate very much. It's just like a suspense phrase that the speaker uses. So I don't like this phrase. Instead, specifically say, if there's something you'd like to talk about, use this. which you'll see in just a moment. Hey, I want to talk to you about blah, blah, blah. So there's something that's like, bothering you, or like you want to discuss with the person you're in a relationship with. For example, you can say, hey, I want to talk to you about work lately. Is everything okay? I don't see you very often. So making the discussion a little bit more productive. So it's more efficient, I think, to talk specifically about something. Or like, hey, I want to talk to you about like, I don't know, how you haven't been very healthy lately, for example. So what can you say? Something that's a little bit more specific would be good here. Okay. Then another word to think about is in relationships, if things aren't going so well, maybe you discover that like there's you and your partner, but maybe your partner has decided to see someone else, to date someone else. So without permission. So there are many different styles of relationships, but in a case where you don't have permission to see other people, and that person dates other people, that's called cheating. So we use the same word like to cheat on a test, or like to cheat at sports or something. So to cheat on a partner, So if that happens, or if something else happens, there are just too many problems. How do you stop the relationship? How do you finish the relationship? Here are a few examples of how to end a relationship if it's not going well. So here, I think we should see other people. So here you have the same verb, see, which means date. So I think we should date other people. Other people, meaning not you. So this is kind of a bummer of a phrase, right? To hear. Like this is a bummer. Bummer means like sad. It's not like a happy phrase. So this is like a too bad sort of phrase. I think we should see other people. This is a fairly common expression though. Another one, very strong. We're done. So the other person is very probably angry when they say this. Like they're just tired and frustrated. It's finished. So we're done. Like we are done, meaning we are finished. Our connection is finished. That's the meaning here. This one, pretty straightforward. I think we should break up. If you use this phrase, if you use any of these phrases, probably you might need to give an explanation. So just be prepared for that. Like, why? If it's not mutual, you might need to explain that. And then finally, this one, I'm leaving you. This one sounds very serious. So like if there have been problems in a relationship for a long time, one person decides to just go away. Like maybe it's a couple living together and one person decides to move from the house. Just, I'm leaving you. I'm finished. So you can stay here, but I'm leaving you. So this is a very serious phrase too. We're done and I'm leaving you. These two maybe are a little bit softer, but there's really no easy way to do this, I suppose. So just be careful. Just be careful. And I think it's good just to try to communicate your problems and to try to communicate with the person you're in a relationship. Taylor has another good one on YouTube. I don't think this is working out. Nice one. Great. That's a very nice one. Good. We're through. It's done. That's another good one. Okay. So these are some expressions you can use to end your relationship. But I hope you don't have to. I hope you don't have to do any breaking up anytime soon. Okay. So that is the last thing for today. Sorry, that's kind of a heavy ending to today's lesson, isn't it? But I hope that you can use the invitations that we talked about at the beginning of the lesson. You guys had some really good ways to invite people on a date. So please get creative. Keep thinking about those. Like, how do you want to ask someone to join you for a date? Try that. So I hope that you can think positively about the next week, whether or not you celebrate Valentine's Day. I hope these expressions can be useful for you. But I have to finish up. We are finishing today's lesson, unfortunately. So thank you so much, as always, for liking and for sharing the video and for commenting and for sending your questions. Thank you so much for sending your questions. Remember, you can send your questions after after the live stream has finished. I check them after and throughout the week, and then I'll try to answer them in next week's live stream. So next week's live stream is going to be about gossip. Or rather, how to gossip, or how to kind of share information about other people, or how to talk about like the activities in your community. So it's like gossip. It has like a negative nuance sometimes, but rather like natural ways to kind of communicate, discussions about people and about like your workplace maybe. So next week we'll talk about gossip. So next week's live is going to be, Thursday, February. What's the date next week? Thursday, February. Oh, no. Wednesday, February 14th. Wednesday, February 14th. Thursday is February 15th. So Wednesday, February 14th, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's New York City time. So please check us at that time next week, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Wednesday, February 14th. We're going to talk about ways to gossip. Yay! Here it is. How to gossip next week. So please join us there. And of course, as we talked about today, if you would like to get this free PDF, please check it. The link is below the video on YouTube and above the video on Facebook. This is free. Please check it out. And there are some other PDF cheat sheets available there too. All right, it's time to go. So good luck with your invitations, sending your invitations for dates and asking people on dates. I hope it goes well this week. Thank you very much for joining. Thank you for liking the video, sharing the video. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your week. And I will see you again next week. Thanks. Bye-bye.